With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
With heat racing behind us and fireworks firing off in the background, we head trackside for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series All-Star Night. That's right, points out the window. It's all about who can get the job done here tonight and walk away with the bragging rights. No points on the line. It's all about the checkered flag. Let's dive right into tonight's 80-lap feature event right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, brought to you by Jekyll Controls in partnership with Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. And just like that, we're going to dive right into things. Let's get rid of that track information and head trackside as drivers begin to make their way to their starting positions. We'll get a little closer look as everybody gets ready to roll off. Music playing, fans in the stands on their feet. We're ready for some action here tonight in the Queen City from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 80 laps won't be enough to contain these drivers as they begin to roll. Let's go ahead and run down tonight's Damian Patton starting lineup. There you can see, well, it looks like timing's scoring a little bit off for us, so we're going to get rid of that and go ahead and get to you the good old-fashioned way. Jan Van Leer taking the pole position by winning his heat race. There's Lance Yancey just to his outside. Zachary Compton and Brian Littleton back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight for the All-Star event. And Roy High. Set Steele, Chris Spencer back in row number 4 and row number 5. Inside of his fast number 4 Ford Mustang, Matthew McMeekin, followed by the 23 of Carlton Charles. Brian Mescal Jr. and Kerry Cleaver back in row 6. Row number 7, the 19 fast Supra of Alex Coffey, followed by the 24 of Derek Myers. Rob Haynes and Dallas Manis round out the 16-car field, making their way to the starting grid as the base car gets ready to dunk off. We're going to get ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight. Let's go All-Star Racing. It's all about the money. Into the restart zone we roll, and green flag flies for the first time here tonight. From the Charlotte Motor Speedway down across the stripe, we roll into turn number 1. Side by side. Five's going to get the advantage. Van Leer going to go to the racetrack. Looks like he's going to grab that spot. Way up the track goes Lance Yancey. That's going to hinder the 80 of Brian Littleton. Both drivers going to fall behind as the 20 of Nigel Christensen looks to the inside. He's going to gain a position, move Christensen up 7 positions from where he qualified and started tonight's 80-lap feature event. Christensen on the move. More drivers making some moves towards the tail end of this field. Rory Hyde up a handful of positions. He's going to run in that 6th position as we head across the stripe. Lap number 2 going to go in our back pocket. And we'll drop that timing and scoring down to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along. Find your favorite driver here tonight. Contact! Close action between the 77 and that 20. Christensen digging on the bottom. He restrains number 80 of Brian Littleton, looking for a way around. Roy Hyde going to follow him. Chris Spencer with a good run. Let's take a look at this SRTV. Number 11, Fast Ford Mustang, sitting in the 8th position, leading a trio of Mustangs up towards the front of the field, trying to get by that number 28 Nesquik Machine of Scent Steel, sitting in 7th for the time being. Fastest lap of the race comes with a change at the front. Zachary Compton going to take the top spot away. It'll lead him down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Jan Van Leeuwen with a good roll on the bottom of the racetrack, looking to grab the point back, but the high side will win out with that momentum. Compton, high, wide, and handsome to the race lead. So through 1 and 2, they roll in down the backstretch. Everybody chasing after your race leader, Zachary Compton, taking the top spot. The 3rd position is going to move into the top spot. Hot and heavy battle was Lance Yancey. He's looking for a pass. He's looking for a position on the inside of Van Leer. This field is all stacked up. Everybody looking for a little piece of action at the front. Who's going to be able to walk away with the most laps led? Bragging rights. All that is on the line. Looking through the field, we've got hot and heavy battle here just around that top 10 position. Let's go back here as we see the 33 Mac Tools. The Chevy Camaro, Brian Mescal Jr., he's going to drop a handful of positions now, sitting in that 10th spot. Derek Myers in the 24 Home Depot machine going to pick up a position. The 28 of Seth Steele starting to falter and fall towards the rear of this pack. Zachary Compton still out front. Lap number 8 goes on the board. So with great concerts already behind us, 3 heat races filled with action already in the bag. Hot and heavy action here for the 80 lap feature event. Clean and green, all 9 laps behind us as we begin lap number 10. Hot and heavy Hornets Nest back here around that 8th, 9th, 10th position. At the bottom of the racetrack, you can see right there that 19 machine digging, trying to make up a handful of positions side by side with Sense Steel. Alex Coffey begins to look for the front. Passes going on. Oh, in big trouble. Looks like we've got a right front down the 24 with heavy damage with that outside wall. Somehow able to keep the machine heading in the right direction, but big time trouble there. Single file racing at the front of the field, the Super Snake Ford Mustang Performance Machine, piloted by Lance Yancey, started outside pole position. Yancey now at the front, showing the way. The 81 of Zachary Compton going to slide back to second with Brian Littleton. Now into third. Roy High going to move up to fourth as Nigel Christensen drops back to fifth. We're going to jump around a little bit. What do you say, race fans? Let's take a look. Derek Myers, Alex Coffey right there running with each other. The 45 of Dallas Manis in line, sitting in that 11th position. Keep an eye on both Coffey and Manis as they are 2 very fast teammates. Look for them to be at the front, battling for the race lead here in a handful of laps. How many green flag laps will we get? How long will these drivers be able to keep the green flag racing up? How long can they manage to stay packed up just like this? Front of the field, everybody all over each other trying to run down Lance Yancey at the stripe. Lap number 14 now goes on the board. Brian Littleton going to make a move. The hitting restraints, number 80, Camaro will move to second. Compton going to fall back to third. Battle now for fourth and fifth as Roy Hyde and Nigel Christensen go side by side halfway down the back stretch. Roy's going to win that battle heading into turn number 3. So your top 5 beginning to step out just a little bit on the rest of this field. Jan Van Leer started pole position here for the 80 lap feature event. There you can see struggling a little bit here. 15 laps into the run, and Van Leer losing a little bit of pace. Chris Spencer trying to reel him in. How about Brian Mescal Jr.? He's making his way back to his starting position after giving up a handful of spots on the drop of the green flag. Brian Mescal Jr. gonna run the high side. Back to number 33, looking for some speed. And it looks like he's found it at the top of the speedway. Knocking on a quarter of the way through tonight's 80 lap feature event, and all 16 drivers still out there on track. All 16 still on the lead lap. Carlton Charles struggling just a little bit with the race pace. Let's take a look at this 23 machine. There you can see him all alone, kind of in no man's land right now. Good thing with that is you don't have any aero to upset the car. The bad thing is you have no draft, and you are going to be a couple of miles an hour slower. So we'll see if this thing continues green flag, just how long Charles is going to be able to keep himself on the lead lap, because the front of the field is a coming. So as we watch to see if Charles can reel in the field, we're going to work our way back up through the running order. Let's go right around that 10th position. Battle on track between the 24 of Derek Myers, Dallas Manis right behind him. The 45 machine looking for a spot inside of the top 10. Brian Mescal Jr. losing a spot to the 19 of Alex Coffey. Coffey will now in that 8th spot. And Lear still company behind him as we're going to go onboard. Great onboard camera shots here tonight with a few of our drivers looking to the inside now of the 24 as Dallas Manis. We're going to take a look at the left-hand side. There you can see it just barely at the left-hand side of your screen. The 45 looking, peeking on the inside lane. He's going to dive down into turn number 3, working that throttle on the high side. Here comes Myers with a run back. Had to lift on exit of 4, and that's going to give NKI 45 Toyota Supra just enough to work his way around. Great run here as we transition towards the front of the field on board now. But the man behind that, double O, Roy Hyde, making some moves at the front, sitting in 4th, trying to track down a podium position here a quarter of the way through tonight's race, and we'll jump back outside once again as drivers going to make their way across the start-finish line. Lap number 21 goes on the board. Can't tell me it doesn't get much better than that. Great racing action through 1 and 2. They'll fire down the back stretch, but Lancia is still on full. We'll continue to jump around the track. It's going to be some way at the front. Let's go here. Let's transition here, guys. Almost contact between the drivers running in 2nd and 3rd. The 81 and the 20 almost come together. Christensen up the hill in 1 and 2. We apologize, up the hill in 3 and 4, almost into the left rear quarter of that 81 of Zachary Compton. They'll sort it out, staying in the line, and trying to run down Lance at the front. Once again, that 4th performance. Super Snake number 77 machine has been quick here in qualifying. Quick in happy hour, quick in heat racing action, and it is showing up here tonight in race trim. Yancey going to lead the most laps so far here tonight as lap 23 goes on the board. And as drivers do begin to stretch themselves out a little bit, I want to take this opportunity and moment to send a big shout out to everybody back behind the scenes working to make things happen over there at Jekyll Controls, coming on, sponsoring, headlining the All-Star event here this season with the NextGen Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet Series. Great prizes coming up if you're able to walk away with a checkered flag. We'll see who gets those prizes a little bit later on here tonight as we close in on lap number 25. Lance Yancey still out front. Compton and Christensen at it for 2nd and 3rd. And here comes Alex Coffey. Coffey listed as the 19, has the 7 on the side for us here tonight. Not quite sure what that's about, but it is the All-Star event, so maybe paying homage to one of his drivers. Coffey, man, has driven from the back to the front, looking to the high side on Littleton, and he's going to make short work of that as Littleton tries to dig on the bottom, but no match for the momentum at the top of the racetrack off of turn number 4. Move Alex Coffey to 4th. It's not going to be enough. Coffey looking for more. Looking to the bottom of the racetrack. Now Compton to the high side. Christensen down on the bottom looking for 2nd. Close off of turn 2. They'll drag race to 3. Lap number 26 coming to a close. 27 goes on the board this time around as Lance Yancey continues to lead by hot, heavy battles. Right behind him. Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and take a look off of the tail end. We've got one of these camera shots. Let's go. Let's take a look off of the end of Christensen. Oh, very close battle there as drivers get into 3 and 4. Lance Yancey going to stack them up just a little bit through the center of 3 and 4 as Christensen going to dig on the bottom. Here comes Alex Coffey. Big push to the line. And Christensen will lead the lap. He'll cut across the nose and up the racetrack back down to the bottom. A lot of moves here at the front for that 20 of Christensen, but he was shot out of a cannon with a big bump draft through the tri-oval Off of the front end of Alex Coffey, who now takes over second. Coffey looks like a man on a mission. Looks like he's on the front, and he's only got one more spot to go. As we continue this long green flag run, working lap number 29 out of the 80 scheduled on tonight's feature event, would like to take this moment and opportunity to give a big shout out to Damian Patton Real Estate coming on board, sponsoring the starting lineup in our qualifying sessions all season long. Damian Patton Real Estate. If you're looking for a home, you need to find a way to sell your home. Look up Damian and all the guys and girls back at Damian Patton Real Estate. They can find you your forever home. Make your next one your last one with Damian Patton Real Estate. Butt kicker, the future is feeling all your haptic transducers in modifications, let you feel every bump, every shake, every nook and cranny. Get the edge over your competition with a little feeling underneath you. That's right, butt kicker, the future is feeling. Side by side, down the back stretch for the first time, looking for the race lead. The 19, bottom of the racetrack, 3 wide through 3 and 4. They're going to sell it out and go back 2 wide. Battle now for second and third as Coffey will take the race lead for the first time here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The All-Star Night well underway, knocking on the door of the halfway point. And we have been clean and green all race long. What a run so far here tonight. Multiple lead changes, multiple race leaders. We've got a ton of big names at the front. Chris Spencer, Dallas Menace. How about Nigel Christensen, Compton, Coffey? They're all right here. Jan Van Leer with the run of the season. The 5 has struggled to put a complete race together. He's ran well in qualifying. He's had good showings, but he hasn't been able to put the whole race together. And here we are just about halfway through tonight's All-Star event. Van Leer running a comfortable second. Big Bang cars will cross the line. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. All right here. Throw a blanket over them. My goodness, how close are they running? What has happened to Lance Yancey? His fall from grace continues here, as he's going to drop yet another spot all the way back now tonight. Close little battle, 2, 3 wide in front of that 77. All for position with the 24 of Myers at the top of the speedway. Flirting with disaster with that outside. Silver barrier at a 3 and 4. Things going to close on just a little bit, but we'll stay green flag racing. 35 now goes on the board. Maybe a little strategy play. Let's take a look back here at this 00 of Roy Hyde. He was battling inside of your top 5 about 10 laps ago. Hyde, no contact to speak of, but he has dropped off of the pace. He's backed up just a little bit, maybe seeing a little too much racing going on, a little too early. Now as we get closer to that halfway point, these two drivers, Hyde and Maciel Jr., they're going to have to begin to find that pace. They're going to begin to have to find, oh, and we got trouble. The 11's going to go around. That's going to send the 77 off track. We stay green flag racing as Lance Yancey able to collect the car, but heavy contact with the inside wall, and Yancey has to come to pit road. Chris Spencer involved in that one. Big loose condition for the 11. He's going to get sideways catch and flip the 77 of Lance Yancey, and that's going to put pretty much an end to the good run that the 77 was having here tonight. No caution flag, so we stay racing. Back down through 3 and 4. Race leader Alex Coffey with the biggest race lead of the night. 1 second as we cross the line. So things sorting themselves out at the front of this field. Alex Coffey walking away with the biggest race lead so far here tonight. Coffey out to a 1.2-second advantage. John Van Leer right there running in second. Derek Myers back in third, and yet another second behind. And then the test. All right here, everybody trying to chase down that 45 of Dallas Manis. There's Zachary Compton, Brian Littleton, Nigel Christensen. All three of these drivers have been inside of your top five at some point in time here. It's very fast driving to overcome a little bit of adversity as we jump on board now with our turn 3 gyro cam. On board with Henning's restraints. Number 80 of Brian Littleton looking to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to take the position away from Compton. He's going to run close on corner exit. Great view, great camera shots here as we get set to fire things off for the second half. One lap away from the halfway point tonight. What a run! The All-Star event brought to you by Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, the NextGen Racing Series. Each and every Sunday night, you can find us right here. Special broadcast. Happy Father's Day to each and every one of you father figures out there. Big shout out to my stepfather, Jeff. Appreciate everything that you taught me along the way. Without you and without your input, there's a lot of things that I would have missed out on. And from the bottom of my heart, love you to death, big man. Hope to see you soon. To all the rest of the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Things can get trying and troublesome at times, but we've just got to continue to soldier on and be that positive role model at all times. Big tip of the cap to new dads out there. Damian Patton missing the All-Star event here tonight on Father's Day, spinning it with his newborn child. So big congratulations to Damian as well as his wife on their newborn a few months ago. So enjoy your first Father's Day. And we've got green flag pit stops. Green flag pit stops well and underway. It looks like half of the field already down pit road. Alex Coffey, Derek Myers, Dallas Manis, Brian Littleton, Compton, Christensen, and Matthew McBeacon running away. Busch forever. Ford Mustang is staying out on track. Everybody else already coming down pit road. So here we go. Things getting set up for a run to the end. Derek Myers in a comfortable second position. 2 seconds to the race leader, over a second and a half back to third, running a smooth line, smooth race here. The Home Depot number 24 Ford Mustang. We're going to finish things off on a high note here tonight as Matthew McBeacon going to pull the 4 off of the track and down to pit road. Looking for pit road penalties, and it looks like everybody on and off pit road rather well. Nice and clean for everybody down there. Fastest pit stop of the night going to belong to the 199 of Rob Haynes. 42.30 all the way down pit road for the Delta. So a great run and a great stop. Green flag conditions for Rob Haynes. 199 crew Brian Littleton and Matthew McMeekin now both on the pit road. McMeekin's car's going up in the air, and it looks like we're a little slow on the stop, but he's going to head back off of pit lane. Your top 5 still yet to head to pit road. Alex Coffey, Derek Myers both going to jump down pit lane this time around. That's going to leave Zachary Compton out there on the track. Madison Littleton still on pit road. Nigel Christensen, the DeWalt number 20 machine, he's still out on track. So your top 2 drivers yet to hit pit road. Everybody's going to be able to make it from here on field. There is no question about the strategy here tonight. Drivers stretching this will run out over half of the race, so they are definitely going to make it on field, barring a ton of cautions in some green light checker conditions. Looks like everybody indeed is going to be able to make their way back up to speed. Coffey comes to pit road last time around. Coffey's going to give up a handful of positions here. Alex Coffey popped by the pit road police. A long stay on pit road. Tough night now for the 19 after driving from the back to the front. A pit road mistake will cost Coffey a chance for the win. Oh, and Brian Littleton has had some troubles. Littleton issues coming off of pit road, and that's gonna do it. Caution flag will fly. Caution flag will fly. That's gonna slow the field down for the first time here tonight. Lap number 48 out of the 80 scheduled in tonight's official race. Distance sees the field receive the yellow flag for the first time, and how about running it long? Gonna pay off here for Compton and Christensen. They have the entire field trapped, so your top two will head to pit road as soon as those green lights on pit road open up, and it looks like pit road will be open this time by. So race leader in the 20 of Christensen will head to pit road. We're going to take ourselves a quick commercial break, pay a few bills, and get back trackside for all your green flag action right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're watching the All-Star Night for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back live trackside as promised, not missing a single green flag lap. As the field going to receive the one to go. Pace car lights are out. You can see a vast number of cars making their way around the pace car, getting their wave around. And a lot of these guys now behind the 8 ball as far as the tires are concerned. Compton and Christensen with the freshest tires in the field. We do have a lot of drivers that were just on pit road. So, I mean, a difference of 2 to 3 laps on the tires isn't going to be hugely substantial, but it's going to be a big enough of a difference if we get a long run to the end of tonight's race, as we see a handful of drivers still trapped a lap down behind your race leader. Carlton Charles, Brian Mescal Jr., Dallas Menace trapped a lap down. Seth Steele, Alex Coffey with pit road problems. Coffey still listed off of the lead lap, back in the 14th position, and this is going to be the restart of them all. Compton has got to get away, but Christensen has got to stay with him. For all it is worth, or it is a long freight train on the bottom as we go green flag racing once again here from the Queen City Charlotte Motor Speedway All-Star Night for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet.com NextGen Racing Series. Compton back on the gas through 1 and 2, clean and clear. Big gap back for position as drivers all jockey back there. You can see him, Lance Yancey, Rob Haynes all over each other. There's Roy Hyde back inside of the top 5. Everybody looking for position, and Mescal Jr. way up the track. 33 Mac Tools machine way up the racetrack, all but rode the right side. Off of that outside ball through 3 and 4. The stacked up double file lap machines looking for position, trying to get themselves back onto the lead lap. And there you can see that fast number 19 of Alex Coffey. He's on the hunt, trying to get himself back onto the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. So as we cross the line for the second time after the restart, we'll go ahead and drop that time scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see Compton out front, Christensen sitting in second. In third, Lance Yancey in the 77 Super Snake Ford Performance Mustang. Running in fourth, Roy Hyde back in fifth, Chris Spencer in sixth. And there's the contact with the outside wall, flirting with that outside wall all night long has been that Mac Tools number 33 machine of Brian Mescal Jr. And he will make a little bit of contact, a little bit of a Darlington stripe here tonight. Gonna catch a jewel of the crown, I should say. We'll cross the line next time by with just around 25 laps remaining in the All-Star Night for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. No points on the line. It's all about bragging rights, and right now the man out front can say, ha ha. Catch me if you can, boys. Kicking up dust out there. 3/4 of a second advantage for the 81 Zachary Compton, who's been fast all night long, fast in qualifying, fast in heat racing action. Started near the front of the field, fired off on the initial start of the race and went right to the front of the field. This 81 looks really fast under the lights. And this gives us a little preview. We haven't mentioned it yet, race fans, because we're focusing so much on the importance of tonight's non-points event. So we're going to see possibly a little harder driving. But next week, one of the longer races of the season for these Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series drivers. We're going to be back right here at the Queen City. It's a doubleheader, just like the real boys do. We're going to be back in action next week. Next Sunday night, you can catch us 9 p.m. Eastern is when the green flag flies. Right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going to be a little bit longer of a race. We're going to see who walks away with the season points at the end of next week. But it's all about bragging rights. It's all about trophies here tonight. And it looks like Compton ready to serve up a race-winning performance here tonight as he works his way through 3 and 4. No challenge behind, half a second advantage over Rob Haynes. Nigel Christensen fourth car in line on track, but third on the scoring charts. The number 19 Toyota Supra of Alex Coffey right behind him. Coffey still listed off of the lead lap. Jr. also listed off the lead lap. Dallas Mays also one of those big name drivers listed off of the lead lap right now. 45 looking for some running room on the track. The 45 right there, rolling with Rob Haynes. Let's take a look here. It's a lab machine battling with the lead lap car. Rob Haynes sitting in second, but a mirror full of menace right now as the 45 looks to the bottom of the racetrack. Not going to be able to pull that lead just yet. And with the big pushes by this 45, that has closed the gap between your top two drivers as we cross the line with 20 to go here tonight in the 80 lap All-Star feature event. Bottom of the racetrack, hooking that blue and white line, but not enough to keep menace at bay. Dallas absolutely on fire right now. 30-25 last time around the racetrack. That's going to be 2 tenths faster than your race leader, so there is some speed, but Dallas is going to need some help from a caution. He's going to need a yellow flag to help his opportunities and chances at a race when he's almost got himself back on the lead lap. And really, ideally, your race fans, that's when you want that caution flag to fly. You don't really want it when you're in this lucky dog position. You want to get yourself out from that race leader and have that caution flag come out as quickly as possible. That way, you can pit when the race leaders come back in the line and not have to start at the tail end like you do with the lucky dog position. But I don't think we're going to see another caution here tonight. We have it clean and green for the first, what was it, about the first 40, 46, 45 laps. Bring back green flag racing around lap 50, so we had a little over 30 plus laps remaining when we dropped the green flag for the restart. Only 17 to go. This time by Menace, digging on the bottom, getting it back the good old-fashioned way, battling his way all the way through the field and back in front of your race leader. The 45 of Dallas Menace will put himself back onto the lead lap. So we've took some time to thank each and every one of the sponsors. Let's not forget about title and series sponsor this season, as well as Tommy and everybody down at Earnhardt Chevrolet, located in Newton, North Carolina, the original Intimidator spot. If you're looking for a new ride or maybe a slightly used one, looking to get out of that old clunker you got and get behind the wheel of a nice new Chevrolet, look them on up, head on over to the location, or you can find them at DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. Link is down in the description for you. You can head on over there, and if you do, don't forget about that authentic original souvenir shop. Get all your Earnhardt gear right from the source at DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. So here it is. We told you watch the teammates. The 45 in the 19 of Alex Coffey. Here is Coffey looking to get himself back on to the lead lap. 1, 2, 3 on the scoring charts right here, running with each other. We've got our 3 top drivers mixing things up with some lap machines. Right now, Dallas Menace back on the lead lap as Seth Steele's going to have some trouble. The Nesquik number 28 Toyota Supra will head to pit road. And it looks like this is not an intended stop, so an extra stop for the 28. He's going to fall well off of the lead lap now with only 13 laps to go. But how about Menace and Coffey? Teammates digging, getting themselves back onto the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. The 81 of Zachary Compton, he wants no part of this. He's not trying to race that 19. He's looking to race for the checkered flag in the race win. Digging on the bottom of the racetrack, though, catching a little bit of a toe is that 199 of Rob Haynes. Haynes going to lose the front end of his Supra. Heading down into turn 1, that's going to open up a gap behind Coffey. And Compton going to fill that position and fall in line. Single file down the back stretch to Well, their lead lap cars now, the tail end of the lead lap cars leading. Your race leader, Zachary Compton, with Bob Haynes and Nigel Christensen hot on his trail. "11 laps of racing action remaining here tonight for the All-Star event brought to you by Jekyll Controls. Jekyll Controls bringing you some prizes for walking away with the checkered flag. We believe it is going to be their sequential shifter. We're going to have to check in on that and make sure that we're right. We don't want to give out any wrong information, but we do believe that is... We do believe that is going to be trying to double check on that. We've got some word out to the officials trying to make sure we are right. We don't want to give out any wrong information. And yes, it is Jekyll Controls providing the 2023 Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet.com All-Star Race winner with a sequential shifter. So Jekyll Controls sponsoring the Hard Charger 2. Sponsoring the prize for the All-Star event. Less than 10 laps now remaining with Zachary Compton out front. Rob Haynes right behind him. Hot on the trail is Nigel Christensen. 1, 2, 3. Throw a blanket over him out of turn number 4. Will cross the line with 8 to go. More battles on track. Let's go take a look at some of these guys battling it out on the racetrack. Chris Spencer, Jan Van Lee, Lance Yancey, Roy Hyde, all battling for position 5th through 8th on the track. These 4 guys throwing some haymakers at each other. Every one of them were running inside of the top 5 at some point in time here tonight, and it looks like that's where they're going to battle. They're going to battle for that final spot. Inside of the top 5 is now Christopher Spencer. Looks to the bottom of the racetrack. Looking for position. Lance Yancey led a handful of laps here tonight, but one speed has failed the 77. They'll see if they can't look at the data and get things straightened up for next week's race here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the high side really seems to be working for a lot of these guys here. We're seeing those inside passes not being able to be completed. No contact with the outside wall. The 11 into the outside wall, and that's going to give the spot to Van Leer. So as these guys battle for the final spot in the top 5, let's head back to the race for the checkered flag. Out front, the 81 of Zachary Compton. And what has happened to Dallas Manis? Trouble for Manis. He's going to drop back off of the lead lap in big-time trouble here. Manis giving up a ton of time. Contact with the outside wall is what we're hearing, and back through the field Manis goes. Running in the 12th position to 1 lap down. Driver listed as the first driver 1 lap down. Should we get a late race caution? So with the high 5 last time around, we'll get the double deuce, as there's 4 to go here tonight. The All-Star event brought to you by Jekyll Controls. You're watching the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series All-Star event. With less than 5 miles of racing action remaining, who's going to walk away with that sequential shifter? I promise we can say it. We said it once before, giving our tongue a little bit of problems here. Compton with competition. Haynes digging on the bottom. Here comes that 119. Looking for the top spot. They'll drag race halfway down the backstretch. The high side will win the battle once again. And something we don't typically see here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That high line really working out for a lot of guys. Tell you what, we haven't looked at the weather report with 3 laps to go. Now make that popsicle stinks on display. Just 2 laps remaining. Track temperature cooling off. significantly over a 30-degree drop in temperature, so there is a ton of grip out there right now. And with just about 2 miles of racing action remaining, Zachary Compton looking to finish it off. We'll come through 3 and 4 back across the stripe. Here we go. White flag flies. Final lap here from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Jekyll Controls All-Star Race. Brought to you by Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet and NextGen Racing through 1 and 2. Tight battle for the race win. The 199 of Rob Haynes all over the tail end of the 81 of Compton. Compton going to lead him down into turn 3 with just a half a mile to go. Close through 3 and 4. Compton looking for a crossover. Not going to get the job done, and crossing the line. Checkered flag flies. The 81 of Zachary Compton will walk away with the race win, putting his name in the history books, walking away with the checkered flag here in the 2023 Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet.com All-Star Race, brought to you by Jekyll Controls. What a night, what an event. All the fans packing out the stands. Yet another sold-out, packed house for the NextGen Racing Series drivers. And what a show it was. 3 heat races full of action, followed by this 80-lap feature event, and he's going to give them a smoke show on the front stretch. What a run here tonight by the man behind the wheel of that James's Journey number 81 machine. The Chevy Camaro will walk away with the checkered flag. What a run here tonight for Compton. Man, what a night, what a run, what an event. We had drivers at the front battling for positions all night long. We've seen a few comers and goers throughout tonight's 80-lap feature event. Man, it doesn't get much better than that. I mean, it truly, truly doesn't. As we had fireworks to begin the night, we've got fireworks to send the fans home from the racetrack, waiting, wanting more, and they're going to get more action next week right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. So as tonight's race comes to an end, producers hitting those buttons in the background, it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results for the 2023 Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet.com All-Star Race, brought to you by Jekyll Controls. Walking away with the checkered flag in hand and a little bit of hardware to go home along with him, Zachary Compton will park it in victory lane. Coming home second here tonight in the 199 is Rob Haynes. Nigel Christensen back in third. Derek Meyer is going to finish things off in his number 24 Home Depot machine back in the 4th spot. Your pole sitter here tonight, Jan Van Leer, with a fine finish. He'll finish in 5th. ESR TV Network number 11 of Chris Spencer comes home in 6th, while the Ford Performance Super Snake of Lance Yancey slides home in 7th. The 00 of Roy Hyde will finish in 8th, with Matthew McMeekin bringing home the Busch Forever number 4 in the 9th position, and rounding out your top 10, the 69 of Gary Cleaver. Alex Coffey going to manage to get his 19 machine back on the lead lap after being popped by the pit road police and serving a 45-second penalty. Coffey going to finish in 11th. First driver, a 1 lap down. The 33 Mac Tools machine out of Dirty Air Racing, Brian Mescal Jr. slides home in 12th. Seth Steele finishes tonight's race back in 13th. 45 of Dallas Manis with contact with the outside wall late in the race. The 45 will finish in 14th. Carlton Charles debut night here tonight for the 23. He'll finish in 15th. In tough luck off of pit road, he's going to have some problems, and that's going to bring out the one and only caution of the night. The Hittings restraints, number 80 of Brian Littleton, going to finish in 16th. 17th belongs to the 83 of Thomas Watts, who had fuel problems, unable to get to the starting grid, and that's going to finish out the 17-car field for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet.com All-Star event. What a night, what a race. Man, next week's race is going to be just as good. Can't wait to come back here to Charlotte Motor Speedway, but if you haven't already, Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop the thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. With that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends. Happy Father's Day. And until we meet you again, we'll see you in Turn 3.